Hey guys, so I guess I wanted my first video to be on what started it all, testosterone. So that being said, I started it when I was 20 years old. I was back in March 5th of 2015. Um, I was on and off of it from that time to now, like I stated in the previous video. So I guess I wanted to just kind of explain myself a little bit on that, and I'm sure there's other people out there that kind of are going to have or have had or is currently in the same situation that I've been in. Um, that being said, uh, I started it again. I was 20 years old. I was with a girl that I was dating. I was dating like for 6 months before I came out, and I came out and it was really, really hard. She swore she wasn't going to date a trans person, that she wanted to be with a girl, and she stuck around, and, you know, she was there. We went to my first appointment to go pick up my testosterone and whatnot, and the doctor asked her, hey, how do you feel on, him starting T and this whole transition? Are you gonna be okay? Are you supporting it? Like what's going on? And her response was, um, I'm bisexual, so I like guys too, not just girls. And that's not exactly what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear like, hey, I'm gonna support you, or yeah, I love him, so I'm gonna be with him, But that wasn't the response I exactly got. But I understand, it was all new. It was we were both trying to figure it out. Um, the first time I did my shot, I gave my shot to myself for the first 6 to 8 months, I want to say. Um, then I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. I have such a fear of needles to begin with. It would take me about an hour to an hour and a half just to give me my shot. Um, I'd have to work up the nerve for it. Um, that being said, I passed it on to the girl I was with, and she would give me my shots. But there was times where I would purposely not remind her, or I wouldn't set it up because I was just terrified. So it got to the point where I started skipping my shots. Um, I wanted to be who I was, and I wanted to see the facial hair and the voice and all of that, but I just couldn't get over the fact that I was scared shitless of like this needle like this big going into me. It just scared the crap out of me. Um, so that being said, I I would say that I've probably been on T like altogether maybe 4 years because that's how long I've skipped. Um, the second time that I got off T, that was on purpose. I wanted to have kids. Kids were a very big thing. I was 22 when I decided this. Um, I did not freeze my eggs or anything before this process because it was like $15,000 a year to do this, and I did not have that type of money yet. Um, so that being said, clearly it was not done. So I got off of it just so I can start everything back up. Once you're off T, the cycle starts, everything. So that way we can see about the kids. Spoke to my doctor because I was on T for as long as I was on T. I was on T for 2 years at that point. They told me that there was a very, very good chance that my child would come out with autism. And if I can prevent that, I want to prevent that. I don't want to make my child have a harder life than need be. And if I was not there, if something happened to me or something happened to my partner, who would take care of this child? So I didn't want to do it for my selfishness of wanting to be a father, because I can be a father in other ways. It's just I really wanted my own child. Um, but again, I'm not going to be selfish because I don't want my kid to suffer because I wanted just a child of my own. Then life kind of happened. I went back on T for a little bit on that, and then my anxiety kicked in. I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do the shots. It would start to be painful. It started to hurt quite a bit because I would do it in my leg. The muscle was building more and more there. So I talked to my doctor because I'd only have to go see my doctor like once every 6 months. So I talked to my doctor like about 4 months after that, and they told me, okay, well, we can try doing it in the back, like towards the butt area. We can do that. We can try the stomach. You know, we have other options. So we tried doing the butt side, and it worked for a little bit. But I made my partner who I was with at the time do it for me because I couldn't do it. Then I hopped off of it again when I started having relationship issues because I just didn't want her to do anything that had to do with me or my transition. I wanted to be the one to be like, I can do it on my own. I'm an adult. This is what I want to do. If anything were to happen between me and her, like, I have to do this for me. I can't be relying on other people to do it for me. I think it was just more of a pride thing as well as no, it was just a pride thing. I want to do this for me. This is all for me. I'm not doing this for anybody but me type of thing. I highly suggest if anybody has their partner giving them the shots, that's awesome. That, you know, they're being super supportive, but you also need to learn how to do it for yourself. Whether that's you going to a doctor every week to get it done instead of you giving it to yourself, but I would never recommend having your partner do it because if anything, and I hope it doesn't happen, but your partner ever were to leave and you can't do it, you are kind of SOL on that. That being said, I moved back home to Jersey. I'm in my hometown. I have my own apartment, and my animals all came with me. That's going to be for a whole nother story and a whole nother video, but I just slowly started getting back into my shot routine process. I've learned that taking a shower and doing it right after my shower, that's what helps. Like, I can't even feel it. It's great. I throw some music on, I'll put my headphones on, or I'll throw a TV show on while I'm prepping it, so that way I'm not even thinking about it, and then I'll just do it. I can't do it fast though. Like most people you see, they can literally just stab themselves like no other. I cannot do that. It scares the crap out of me. I'm scared I'm going to hit something if I go in too fast. So I go in super slow, which is probably not the best thing because you feel it so much more breaking through the skin. But again, taking a shower completely helps it. I don't feel it. But that is my whole process of me being on and off testosterone. As far as moods go and sex drive, my sex drive goes on and off. My sex drive can be super high to the point where I can't control it. It's there and I can't stop it no matter what I do. And then there's times where I just don't have a sex drive, period. I think it just depends, because towards the end of the week, when I'm supposed to get ready to take my shot, my sex drive is gone. But when I take my shot, like within a couple hours, my sex drive is right back up to the top again. As far as mood swings go, I don't really see a lot of mood swings. I've never been diagnosed or anything like that, but like, I get panic attacks when the house is messy. So I think I have some type of form of like OCD and or also ADHD because I can't focus on too much. I have to be doing multiple things at once. My hands constantly have to be moving. I gotta be tapping. I gotta be shaking my leg. Something along those lines. So as far as mood goes, I can't really say too much. I don't get angry. I won't lie. I'm kind of a little bitch when it comes down to things. As far as I'm a people pleaser. So I don't really think that affects me in any way as far as testosterone goes. What else? My voice has dropped. Because I have been on and off of it, I'm constantly going through puberty again and again and again, and it sucks because my voice constantly cracks. It never helps to be on and off of it. If you can stay on it, stay on it. Stick with one puberty and call it a day. Because my voice, it gets lower, which is great, but your voice cracks a lot. It's just as if you're starting T all over again, and it's awful. As far as the facial hair comes in, this is all from, like I said, about 4 years worth. It all depends on your genetics and your dosage and all of that. I know people who started tea 6 months ago and they have a fuller beard than I do, and I know people who have been on tea for about 4 years more than I have and are just barely starting to grow facial hair. You can't compare yourself to anybody. That's one thing I have learned. I got off social media for quite a bit of time, just because I was comparing myself to a lot of people, and it sucked. I felt like I was seeing no changes, that I've been on this and nothing was happening, and all these things were happening for all these people, and just, it wasn't a good feeling. So I know it's easier said than done, but try not to compare yourself to all these people on social media. That's for anything, but mainly what I'm talking about is testosterone. It has effects in a whole bunch of different ways. I gained a lot of weight on it, whether I went to the gym or not. I just gained a lot of weight. I gained about 40 pounds when I started tea to now. So, that's another thing. If you can be pretty consistent on it and go to the gym every day, eat really well, you'll be great. But, sorry, my cat. But that's my whole spiel on testosterone and what happened to me as far as that goes. I guess my next topic will be more on the fact of me moving, because that was a really big thing that happened to me, and what it brought and what it didn't bring, and yeah, that will most likely be my next video. So keep a lookout on that. I'm going to try and make a couple of these all tonight and just kind of throw them all up there just to get this process started, because I start my busy week tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that. Again, I appreciate you guys, and if anybody sees this, thanks for watching. If you stuck it to the end, if you didn't, I understand. Again, this is more for me than anything, for more of where I am in my life. Alright, peace.